Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the interwebs. We are here for a movie breakdown special. It's more of a review. We're talking about a newish film that came out just yesterday, November 2nd, 2018, called The Other Side of the Wind. It's directed by Orson Welles, stars John Huston, Peter Bogdanovich, and Oja Kodar. This film was made in 1970 through 1976.
40 years ago.
So why is it coming out now?
Just a lot of financial issues in post-production when putting it together. They just never made it until this year.
Yeah, Orson Welles is long dead, John Huston is long dead, but the surviving cast members and crew, they really came together to get this thing out there and try to respect what Orson Welles would have wanted done with it. And this is really his last film. So let's get into it. This is a spoiler-free review. We're not going to be spoiling this movie for you. Go watch it if you so desire. So it's kind of an unorthodox movie. The way it's shot, the story, it's mockumentary style. So think The Office, except a lot more complicated, and it does not feed you the story at all. You kind of have to listen very intently to the dialogue. This movie requires you to pay attention. You can't. This isn't something you can do something else and watch. You've got to give your full attention to this movie. And it's about an old director who's trying to make one last film, and he's having this birthday party, and he's having all his friends over and some of the media over to kind of screen some of this movie. And it's kind of told through the lenses of their cameras, and it cuts back and forth between that. And it's just unorthodox.
Yeah, it's interesting the way they go about it, and they're just quick cuts, and sometimes it's just one person talking and then cut to another person, and you're like, oh, that was jarring, but it ends up paying off okay.
Especially in the first 10 minutes or so. It's really quick, like
rapid.
pop, just character here, character there. It shows you no mercy. You've got to really learn the characters' names and learn their faces quick, because this movie starts at a sprint, and it doesn't slow down until later.
Yeah.
So we'll go to quick impressions of this movie. What did you think overall?
I liked it. I think there's things that could be improved, but for a while I could keep up with the quick cuts, and then it settled down and you kind of ride into it. It gets a little sexual, a lot, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, there's a lot of nudity in this. So kids,
not
the movie for you. I definitely, there are things I like about this movie. I really like John Huston's performance. I like really all the performances. I mean, Orson Welles is one of the greatest directors of all time, so of course he's got great performances out of these actors. That being said, I think that this movie isn't very accessible. I think it's definitely got a niche and an audience that it needs to satisfy, and everybody else probably isn't going to like it. So if you're just an average moviegoer, I personally wouldn't recommend this to you. Go watch a superhero movie or pretty much
do something fun with your time. Anything else.
But if you're a film student, if you love film, if you're in the industry, or if you just simply really like movies, I'd give this a watch. There's a lot you can learn from it, and it's different. If you're looking for something different, check it out.
It's more accessible for you as a film person. There's a lot more that you could get that other people wouldn't, and there's a lot more characters that you're like, hey, I bet I'll run into somebody like that in my life.
This isn't to sound pretentious. We honestly mean it.
There's points in the movie where it's straight up pretentious, and you're like, this is either annoying if you don't get it, or it's kind of funny.
But I mean, for example, if you're not into architecture, or if you can look at a building and be like, yeah, that's a cool building, you're not gonna want to read about everything about that building and the specs and how it was designed. An architecture person is gonna want to read that. But so we're not being pretentious about this movie. It's simply a filmmaker's movie. You have to be able to understand a lot about the industry to fully respect it. So obviously, since this is an Orson Welles film, it's going to be compared to Citizen Kane. I think they're completely different movies.
Absolutely.
There's really nothing similar about them.
No, first movie to last movie, they're wildly different.
Yeah.
First movie is narratively a lot stronger and, I think better in general.
Yeah.
More pioneering in terms of technical stuff for the industry. But this movie it's not bad. And it pokes fun at other people's work and certain characters in the world. And, I had a good time watching it.
I did as well. It's no Citizen Kane, but few movies are. So, yeah, if you're looking for Citizen Kane 2, you're not going to find it here. So, in the end, would you recommend this or not?
Really, to somebody who knows film, sure. anybody else, no.
Yeah, like I wouldn't show this to my mom or
Go read a book.
Yeah. And finally, I'm gonna give this movie a 6.5. This is on the first watch. I don't know if I would feel differently about this movie if I watched it 3 more times, but right now it's a 6.5. It was tough to watch, but it had its moments, and it had its moments where I wanted to pull my hair out. But bit of a mixed bag, but I think the positive just outweighs the bad.
Yeah, I'm there with you right at about 6. I think there's moments where it's really funny, and there's a lot of characters and acting that I really enjoy, but plot-wise, it's very meh, and I had to really Google it to find out who they're poking fun of.
Yeah. So that'll do it for us, folks. Hope you enjoyed. If you want us to do things like this again, let us know, and we'll go to the movie theaters and see stuff. Yeah, we'll see stuff. So leave a comment, leave a like. We're not going to ask you to subscribe. We don't do that here. So we'll see you on the next one, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.